Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm about to break down for you guys how every athlete should start the morning to plan your day and how to evaluate that at the end of the night. This is extremely important because if you don't set objectives for each day, you're liable to be wandering around not accomplishing what you need to accomplish. The fact is, if you want to be successful, you got to have a plan and you got to execute that plan aggressively and with a sense of urgency and systematically, meaning you must do it consistently every day. All right. So I'm going to show you the process that I use, that my athletes use, including my pros, including all the way down to 13. I have 13-year-old athletes who I make do this. It's incredibly effective and they see big time results. All right. So you see up top, you wake up and this is your journal time. You're going to wake up, write down what's your wake up time, what your energy was when you woke up, the time you went to bed, hours of sleep, and whether or not you hit snooze. You got to keep yourself accountable. The next part is to cultivate a sense of gratitude. So you want to be feeling good. And so the first thing you want to do is identify what is going amazing in your life right now. So think of all the things in your life that is going amazing and identify those things really quickly in the best way you can. The next thing, what could you be very excited about today? A lot of times in the morning, we're kind of like droopy, not in a good mood. You want to start thinking about the things, what could you be excited about today, and start to feel those feelings of excitement. The next thing, what are you most grateful that you have? So like I said, you want to cultivate that gratitude. It's been proven what gratitude does for the brain, for your happiness levels. In order for you to dominate your sport, you got to be in a good place mentally. All right. The next thing I want you to do is write your goals down in the form of affirmations. All right. Now, I want you to write your long-term goals down. I want you to write your ultimate vision down. Write it in as great a detail as you can. So pick the goals that you're most excited about, that are most attracted to you, and write those down in the form of affirmations, meaning I am, like you're experiencing it right now. Get those feelings. Write your goals down. The top performers in the world write their goals down every day. You should do it too. The next thing is identify, why are these goals a must? So why is it important to you? And then decide, how do you decide to feel today? So what do you need to feel today in order to get what you got to get done? Most of the time for me, confidence is up there. I want to have the feeling of unstoppability. Many times I want to have patience. I want to have energy. So decide today, what are the states you need to feel? The next is very important. Sell yourself on why you deserve all the success that you want. So talk about why you deserve the success that you're going after. The next question, if I was 100% committed about reaching my top priority goals, what would I do today? So this is really, really important because you want to start thinking, if I was a freaking fanatic, like if I was crazy, what would I do today to reach my goals? This is a great question because most of you are not doing even a fraction of what you could be doing. So when you ask this question, you start to brainstorm, you start to get a different idea about what you need to do. All right. You have your workout goal right here. Now, I want to explain the difference between goals and outcomes, goals and outcomes and actions. Okay. It's a big difference. So when your mom cooks Thanksgiving dinner and she goes to the grocery store and she's chopping up all these vegetables and she's cooking and all of that, is that her goal? No, those are the actions that she's taking to get to the end goal. The goal is the finished product, the end result. So the goal for her, for your mother cooking the Thanksgiving meal, is to have an incredible meal that everyone loves and to be closer with the family, right? And to enjoy a great Thanksgiving. Now, the actions she has to take might include going to the grocery store, chopping up veggies, boiling this, frying that. The actions, though, you have to identify the two. A lot of you guys are just waking up every day doing things, taking action, but there's no goal, there's no end result in mind. And that's why you're not seeing any results. So if you want to see results, you got to identify what those goals and what those end results are. So that's why it's really important to distinguish that. So, for example, what are the top 3 goals or outcomes you have for the day? So for an athlete, that might be to achieve a certain rep, range in practice, right? Or to hit a certain to get better in a certain skill. So, or hit a certain time in your, while you're training as a track athlete. Whatever it is, identify basically when you lay your head down at night, what do you want to have accomplished at the end of the day? Now, sometimes that may be vague in terms of getting, better at a certain skill, or it might be specific in terms of achieving an actual number, or a specific goal. Whatever it is, identify what the end result is. All right. Now, what are the top 5 actions I must take? So that means, what are the things I have to do today if I want to achieve those results? Now, identify the one thing, meaning what's the most important thing? Like if I don't do anything else, I need to do this because that's the thing you're going to attack first. All right. So the difference between goals and actions is very important. Next, I want you to describe in detail the process of accomplishing your goals. So you want to make it real. So if your goal is to get better at a certain skill, or your goal is to win a certain game, I want you to describe the feeling that you're going to have when you win that game. So describe that in great detail, because by you doing that, you create neurological pathways in your brain. You're creating that. You're getting your subconscious to go to work for you and make that happen. All right. So that's very important. That's the morning time. The next, at night, is very simple. You're pretty much going to evaluate your day. All right. So you're going to say, what am I grateful for? You're going to identify, where did you win today? So these could be small or big wins. So where did you come up? Where did you come up with the win today? Maybe you did that workout when you didn't feel like it. That's a win. Maybe you got extra reps when you was doing your push-ups. That's a win. Maybe you won today. That's a win. Maybe you scored more points in your game. That's a win. Whatever it was, identify it. Then say, where did I show noticeable improvement? So where's an area that you saw noticeable improvement? This is important because a lot of athletes get down on themselves and they have the tendency to notice what's going wrong as opposed to what's going right. You got to focus on what's going right. You got to get yourself to feel good about what's going on. The next thing is, what is one new belief that you can adopt or reaffirm based on what you learned? So beliefs mean what you think is true. So let's say you went through the day and you noticed you was tired and you worked out anyway. So one new belief that you can reaffirm is that you always have enough energy to make it through any workout. And you have a lot more than you think. So that's a new belief that you can create based on your experience. You're basically just documenting, creating your new philosophy. So was there something in your way today? If so, what was it? So identify any challenges that came your way. And then what could you do tomorrow to be more aggressive in reaching your goals and breaking through? So look at what you did today and say, what could I do tomorrow if I wanted to be really aggressive in reaching my goals? Then ask yourself, did you complete your top priority goals or results? If not, why? If so, what helped you reach those goals? Then you want to identify, what actions did you take today to reach you closer towards your goals? So what actions did you take? Think about that. You want to keep yourself accountable. Did you complete your workout? Yes or no? Then where and how did you act consistently with the ultimate you? You should have a picture of where you want to be ultimately as an athlete in a perfect way. And you want to identify, what did you do today that was consistent with that? You want to notice that. So let's say today, the ultimate you eats 100% clean. And let's say at lunch today, you made great food choices. You ate salad and some chicken breast. You stayed away from the top ramen or whatever else, or the pizza. So notice that. Notice that. Those are wins in the win column. That's money. You don't want to leave that on the table. Then write down your goals again. Then also determine why these goals are so important and why you're 100% sure that something amazing will happen tomorrow. The truth of the matter is this: whatever you expect comes real. If you expect something to happen, it's going to happen. And the way you develop expectation is through repetition. All right. So this is the process that you should do morning and night. When you get really good at this, it will take no longer than 10 minutes per morning, 10 minutes per night. That's 20 minutes out of the day. Is that worth you reaching your goals? 20 minutes a day? Is that worth all the great that can come out of this? Imagine if you wrote your goals down every day. How much focused you'll be. Every day you have that focus. You have that drive, that determination. This is very important. This is what you get if you follow this process. All right. Peace.